Ladies and gentlemen, Raiders quarterback Gardner Minshew and new defensive tackle Christian Wilkins had their opening pressers today. And Minshew spoke up about the Raiders QB controversy.
Like speculation they could move up in the draft. Did you discuss that at all with the team? Was that outlined at all, like what the plan is going to be?
We now know what's happening with Khalil Mack and the LA Chargers, plus some baller former Raiders unfortunately leave the team. And the NFL QB carousel will not stop, with tons of trades happening today. My name is Wi-Fi Willie. Subscribe for more NFL content. It has become official as of March 13th that the Raiders are releasing quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo along with defensive tackle Jerry Tillery and the beloved wide receiver, the slot machine, Mr. Hunter Renfrow. Oh, and also Brian Hoyer, but I'm sure Raiders fans are not losing sleep at night missing the 38-year-old quarterback. What's crazy about the Jimmy G release is the fact that he was popped for PEDs means the Raiders are gonna save a ton of cap space. Funny thing is, the Raiders look like they are going to make this a post June 1st designation, meaning they're not actually going to get that cap space until after June 1st. So for whatever reason, they don't want to utilize it. But as of right now, from what we've read, the Raiders have approximately $25 million in cap space to make something happen. Jerry Tillery, who famously last year knocked Justin Herbert on the ground on the sideline and started a huge ass fight against the LA Chargers, well, this guy is now moving on, signing a one-year contract with $3.75 million with the Minnesota Vikings. Looks like Tillery is heading to the NFC North. This one hurt. One of my favorite players, the man drafted in the 2020 NFL draft by the Raiders in the 5th round, Amik Robertson, the short man from Louisiana Tech, is going to be moving on. He famously roasted the Chiefs last year, saying that we got more dogs than them.
I know we better than that team. I know we got more dogs. I know we better than that team.
I always love this dude's fiery energy, and I love the fact that he's such a tough competitor, an underdog type player at the cornerback position, and he will now be joining Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, signing a 2-year contract. Not only will Amik Robertson get to keep his same number 21, but he's going to get $4.5 million guaranteed on that 2-year contract. Another former Raider is gone. Jermaine Illuminor, the right tackle who did quite well last year, is moving on to the New York Giants, joining the former Raiders offensive line coach Carmen Brasillo.
What up, Giants fans? This is Jermaine here. I'm really excited to be here in New Jersey and get to work and wear that uniform. It's going to be fun.
It's great to see a guy who was on a 1-year contract last year able to finally get paid a 2-year deal with the New York Giants, getting $7 million a year. It's great to see the dude get paid, but this means that the Raiders now desperately need to find a right tackle to complete that offensive line. He could be joining former Raiders tight end Darren Waller, but Darren Waller still has not decided on whether or not he's going to play in the NFL next year. He had previously said that he's undecided on whether or not he will retire from the league. Since the Raiders did sign defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, they let another defensive tackle walk, and that is Bilal Nichols, who has signed a contract with the Arizona Cardinals. He got a pretty big deal, 3 years, $21 million, $7 million a year for the defensive tackle. The Cardinals must see something in the guy personally, and maybe injuries were the problem. I thought he was a disappointment in Las Vegas. A man who is not a disappointment in Las Vegas is Mr. Hunter Renfrow, and it looks like there are people out there trying to recruit Hunter Renfrow. Tyreek Hill thought he was responding to Hunter Renfrow here, saying, "You want me to have a 3-way call with you and Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins." But this is literally a fake account right here. Obviously, it only has 2,000 followers. The real Hunter Renfrow is right here with 95,000 followers. So Tyreek Hill is gonna have to improve his recruiting skills. The bro is getting catfished by a fake Renfrow. Jim Harbaugh is now the head coach of the Chargers, and there were rumors that Khalil Mack was on the trade block along with edge defender Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa, who in the 2022 playoffs slammed his helmet on the ground, disrespected the head coach Brandon Staley. This guy was supposed to be on the block along with Khalil Mack, but that has all changed. There will be no Khalil Mack reunion with the Raiders after all, as Harbaugh and the Chargers have restructured Joey Bosa's contract and Khalil Mack's contract, so both of those two guys are going to be on the Chargers for sure this upcoming season. We'll see if these two older edge rushers still have some gas left in the tank as they will try to get after the Raiders, the Broncos, and Patrick Mahomes. I think behind the scenes, the Chargers are low-key rebuilding right now. They got rid of a big-time wide receiver, Mike Williams, clearing about $20 million in cap space. And I have a feeling, I don't know for a fact, that they probably would have traded Mack and Bosa if they could. Maybe nobody was willing to take on that cap space, and so they decided to restructure anyways. Nothing is happening right now with Justin Fields. A lot of Raiders fans still want this guy. Maybe even trading him to the Raiders, competing with Gardner Minshew, could create some interesting quarterback competition. The guy would make roughly $6 million against the cap if you did trade for him, but nobody is hitting Justin Fields up right now. Maybe everyone's waiting till the draft, but this is crazy to see while other quarterbacks are on the move. Washington Commanders quarterback Sam Howell is on the move right now, heading to Seattle, gonna be backing up Geno Smith out there. The Commanders swapped a 4th and a 6th round pick for a 3rd and a 5th for Sam Howell, and that is some pretty decent compensation for a guy who was originally a late round draft pick. But this makes it more clear that the Commanders are definitely choosing a quarterback that's going to be the highest priority, as they only have the former Raiders QB Marcus Mariota under contract in their QB room right now. The former 3rd round pick of the Atlanta Falcons, Desmond Ridder, is also on the move. He has been traded to the Arizona Cardinals, backing up Kyler Murray. I personally think that's a good fit. The Atlanta Falcons received the speedy wide receiver Rondale Moore for the trade of the quarterback Desmond Ridder. Obviously, it seems like the Falcons don't need Ridder anymore because they have Kirk Cousins as their quarterback right now. But I thought both of these guys, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, would have been a good fit to have some competition with Gardner Minshew. Two guys who could improvise and can use their legs on the football field just like Gardner Minshew. So we'll see if the Raiders bring in more competition or trade up. Justin Fields is still available. Let me know in the comments below if you think they should pull the trigger. Not only is Tyreek Hill trying to recruit Hunter Renfrow, but he's also giving the new defensive tackle of the Raiders, Christian Wilkins, a hard time. Wilkins sent a message to Raider Nation today.
You have a message for Raider Nation?
Tyreek Hill denies the passion, says that he sees it in his eyes, bud. They made you say it. No, I'm pretty sure it's for real. I'm pretty sure he's stoked to play with Max Crosby, and he is getting paid quite nicely to do it, something the Miami Dolphins just couldn't do. But the favorite guy we saw today at the opening press conferences was Mr. Gardner Minshew. This dude is absolutely hilarious. He was a little shy today at the press conference, being asked about the little boy interaction with Max Crosby.
He keeps calling everybody little ass boy. Hey, little ass boy. I'm like, I'm little out here, but not always, you know?
Have you had the little ass boy conversation with Max yet?
Yeah, sure enough. Saw him. He's a big ass boy is what he is. God dang. But nah, man, it was awesome. You know, those are guys, you know, not as much fun to play against, but if they're on your team, absolutely love it, man. Excited to be with him.
We did our video on Gardner Minshew. This dude has tons of energy, but at his opening press conference with the Raiders, he was a little more laid back and chill. I love the long hair, middle part vibes. He was definitely giving me some James Franco from Pineapple Express vibes, if you catch my drift. But the big story of the day was when Gardner Minshew was asked about the QB competition with the Raiders, if he was giving any assurances or guarantees, as he did sign his contract with $15 million guaranteed, making roughly $12 million a year for the next 2 years.
Like speculation they could move up in the draft. Did you discuss that at all with the team? Was that outlined at all? Like what the plan is going to be?
Going to be competitive. That's I think they're going to try to put together the best quarterback room they can. There's no promises being made. I don't want any guarantees. I just want a chance,
As you can see, Minshew, as a true professional, sort of dodged the question, but the big thing that he said is he was not given any guarantees. No assurances he's going to be the starter, and he just wants a chance to compete. Obviously, there is the possibility that the Raiders trade up, and it seems like he's aware that that is a possibility, and he may have to compete with a high draft pick, whether that be somebody like Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, or perhaps even JJ McCarthy. I do believe the Raiders are going to add some more competition to their quarterback room, like Gardner Minshew sort of implied. The reason why I say that is because this regime did not draft Aiden O'Connell, and I do not believe he fits the prototype of the type of quarterback they would like. People keep forgetting that the Raiders signed Anthony Brown, the former Oregon Ducks QB, who was on the Baltimore Ravens practice squad and roster at times last year. Anthony Brown, obviously in the mold of quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, like Tyler Huntley. This dude is a young mobile guy. Gardner Minshew was also an improviser who could extend plays with his legs. I think that's the type of quarterback that the Raiders are looking for. I think that's the type of quarterback that fits what Luke Getsy does, as he did work with Justin Fields over the past few years. So if you want to run some read option occasionally, if you want a dude who can extend plays, you're going to want to find a guy like Anthony Brown, like Gardner Minshew, not necessarily somebody like Aiden O'Connell. So I'm curious what the Raiders are going to do. I don't know if it's going to be a big splash, but I expect them to add some more competition there. Like this video if you have not yet. Subscribe to this channel for more NFL content from me, Wi-Fi Willie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.